The nation is celebrating Veterans Day on this Friday, a good time to talk to two veterans of the Iraq War about their service and experiences. David Bellavia, now a veterans advocate, has been recommended for the Medal of Honor for his service in Iraq. And Peter Milenkovic, who has seen 3 tours of duty in Iraq with the Marines, is still on active duty. Gentlemen, welcome, and thank you for your service.
Thank you.
David, let me ask you first. You've been recommended for the Medal of Honor for clearing a house of some insurgents and saving some of your buddies. I know you have said that your honor was really a question of geography, that you were successful and you survived while those around you did not.
And that's absolutely true. You look at the fact that, you know, I had men that I served with that lost their lives. I got the opportunity to go home and be with my family. And to me, that's worth, you can't even express how important that is.
Now, you went into a house, the guy who went into the house next to you didn't make it.
Well, no, I had some, no one was killed in that battle, but I actually lost my company commander, my executive officer, my sergeant major, and a team leader hours apart in the same fight. And it was extremely, taxing emotionally on these young men. But just to be able to walk out and make it, it's just dumb luck.
Yeah. Peter, you served in Iraq twice, then volunteered to go back for a 3rd tour.
Yes, sir.
Why? Why did you volunteer to go back?
The mission wasn't over yet. The job wasn't accomplished yet. And if there's Marines there in Iraq, that's where, as a Marine, you belong. Not sitting on the couch watching it on CNN or Fox News.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let me ask you about the mission, because it is a tough one, and to many people here in Washington, one not worth fighting. What do you think? What do you think about the mission? Is it worth fighting?
Well, you know, the Islamic extremists that we're fighting today are still working off the same gas that they had when the Soviets pulled out of Afghanistan. I mean, one of the things I find so disingenuous about the people who are against this war is that, they're not asking the blood that we spilled, we lost our brothers in Iraq, that soil has been sanctified. This is a fight that's extremely personal for us. And I find it really disingenuous for some of these guys that were our Vietnam veterans or World War II veterans to even have a comment about what's happening in Iraq today.
This is a very different kind of conflict, isn't it? This is house to house, hand to hand, which we had in some previous wars. But you also talk about how the insurgents try to get into your head, and many of whom speak English.
Absolutely. The enemy right now is this psychological tool that they use. It's a part of their weaponry. They try to get into our heads. They think Americans are soft. They judge us by our primetime television on network TV. They think we're all a bunch of kids that just want to put hair gel in our hair and drink a Diet Coke. But there's a lot of fight to us. As you see today, Lance Corporal Jason Dunham, he's an example of our generation.
This is the one that the President has awarded the Medal of Honor to for.
Yes, sir. And we've been
throwing himself on a grenade to save
Absolutely.
his buddies.
Just like the same citations you read in Korea and Vietnam and in World War II. We have hundreds of thousands of men and women that are doing the exact same thing today.
Peter, I want to read something. There was an article recently in the Washington Post that asked a lot of people serving in Iraq what they think about the mission there and its importance. And I want to read you something that some of them said. They were asked, and this is representative of what everyone said. One said, "It's still fragile enough now that if the coalition were to leave, it would embolden the insurgents. A lot of people have put their trust and faith in us to see it to the end. It would be an extreme betrayal for us to leave." How do you feel about this?
I totally agree with that. I feel completely the same. I mean, our job there right now is to provide them with the environment to fix the country on their own, and we're accomplishing that mission. The Iraqi army, the police department there, it's definitely taken off, and all we need is time there. Our job isn't to go there and fight terrorism. It's to provide security for Iraq to get off the ground and become a solid country. So the day we lost one American life over there, then definitely we have to finish this. The day we lost one life. I mean, you can't walk away now.
But gentlemen, there are a lot of people here who say, we're not winning this fight. They see the loss of life. They see the situation, some of the chaos. They say, we're not winning. It's not a winnable fight. We've got to get out now.
That's just impatience. It's one of those fights that you're not going to see the result tomorrow. It's going to take time, but we have men that are willing to do it, and we'll continue to do it. We just need that support.
You know, this enemy isn't upset because of the occupation of Iraq. They're not angry at us because of our relationship with Israel. They're angry at us because of the audacity of our way of life. And there's no stopping. I find it funny, al-Masri said he's a big man. He can't even use a cell phone without a 500-pound bomb dropping on his head, you know, and he wants to threaten us in the White House. The enemy's on the run. They know who's winning the war in Iraq. And recruiting 12,000 terrorists, I find that hard to believe. Nowhere to run.
Now, one of the interesting things that's different about this fight than some previous ones in U.S. history is that we have an all-volunteer army. Everybody who is there at least signed up for the military, if not for Iraq. Does that make a difference?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you see it on TV. I mean, there's no room to complain. You see it on TV every day that we're fighting a battle out there, and you're risking your life going out there. And if you volunteer to do that, you're volunteering to do that. You're going to go do that.
Okay, David, one last comment.
You start an all-drafty army, you are cutting the professionalism of this fighting force by at least 100%. We've got to start from scratch. Young privates are now squad leaders and platoon leaders when you start an all-drafty army. We don't want to go down that road. We can handle this fight.
Gentlemen, thank you very much, and thanks for your service. Happy to have you.